Metropolis from 2001. I remember back in the days this movie used to be one of my favorite anime films I used to watch pretty often. I think I really liked the fact that there was a lot of shooting and exploding, and the character models as well as the overall art design just really grabbed me. But seeing as how that was darn near like 15 years ago, I didn't really look at the movie analytically really in any way or even attempt to decipher anything that was happening. So over the years I've only really had like a surface level view of the movie, and lately I've been really wanting to go back and experience this movie again. Man oh man, what an awesome decision. My younger self used to say, wow, this art style looks so similar to Astro Boy. If I could go back right now, I'd slap that kid and tell him, well yeah, dummy, the director of this film, Rentaro, or Shigeyuki Hayashi, actually directed an Astro Boy film back in 1964, called Mighty Atom, The Brave in Space. Of which Mighty Atom is just what they called Astro Boy in Japan. The original creator of Astro Boy, Osamu Tezuka, deemed the father of manga and the Walt Disney of Japan, initially created the Metropolis manga back in 1949, which of course would lay the groundwork for this film, and additionally his 1949 Metropolis manga is also inspired by the Fritz Lang German sci-fi film Metropolis in 1927. On a side note, from what I've read, Fritz Lang was not happy with his movie being adapted into a manga, but apparently there are some big differences between the manga and the 1927 movie. I'm guessing mainly due to the fact that Tezuka sounds like never actually watched the film and just wanted to adapt it based on seeing an image. Of which, yeah, looking at it from the viewpoint of Lang, I'd be pretty ticked if you're inspired by my work but you never actually watched it. Just saying, I get it. The film takes place in the futuristic steampunk city of Metropolis. The movie introduces and explores all sorts of ideas that have been recycled a lot through many types of movies of this sort. You can see how it may have been inspired, or may have inspired, works such as Final Fantasy VII, Akira, or maybe even Blade Runner. You have this politically driven, very class-based, futuristic society, where the sense of progression, ambition, and most importantly power really rises above all. Throw in some ideas of what happens to a government when it allows fascism and communism to take over. There's also heavy themes of industrialization, and what can happen when a corporation holds more power than the actual government. Top it all off with just a dash of robo-racism, and there you go. There's your film. Now, to counter everything I just said, interestingly enough, while the movie does have all of those ideas and points, it doesn't feel as though the film has any message or really opinion on any of those societal issues. It just feels like someone wanted to tell you an interesting story. And primarily at the heart of this story, it's a film just about a boy and a girl. Their blossoming friendship is really what keeps the movie going, which also further establishes the age-old sci-fi questions of what happens when machines begin to feel emotions, and if they feel love, is that a real love? Again, none of the ideas introduced in this movie are really all that new or transformational in terms of sci-fi, but it combines everything pretty immaculately, and in my opinion is just absolutely grade A sci-fi. So to close my review out, upon rewatching, Metropolis from 2001 may very well be up there with some of my absolute favorite anime films. The hand-drawn art and CGI mix is beautifully done. Especially the CGI, it really creates some really beautiful backgrounds or backdrops within the film. I feel like that's always super important to these futuristic steampunk or cyberpunk type movies. Even when you look back at movies like Blade Runner and Akira, the backdrops were just absolutely stunning in those movies, and it really shrouds you up in that futuristic feel. After watching this film again, I would be totally lying to you if I didn't say part of me was actually disappointed. Not disappointed in the film, of course, but more disappointed that you really don't hear other people or other creators bring this movie up at all. For me, I feel like Tima should totally be one of those like iconic anime characters, and there's certain scenes in the film that to me are just all-time memorable. Anywho, I freaking love this movie. I absolutely recommend it to anybody who loves sci-fi and loves anime, or just loves one or the other. I hope you love the movie, and I hope you love the ending. When that song kicks in, man, it always kicks me right in the feels. So what do you guys think of my video? Was I able to convince you to go watch the movie? Or if you've already seen it, what do you guys think of it? I'd love to hear back from you in the comments. Like always, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you. Please be safe. And I, of course, can't wait to deliver you guys another video. Be seeing you on the next Enter Chazman. Bye. Hey now, I see you made it through the video and liked or even possibly loved it. Well, if you want to see any more additional content or you'd like to get into contact with me, consider checking out some of my social medias right here. And if you'd like to go above and beyond and want to support my channel monetarily, here is also a couple places where you can do so. And if nothing else, simply liking, sharing, and subscribing would make me the happiest Chazman on the planet.